big giant fuck.
How long has it been since I subscribed to you?
Yes, I am a stinky blueberry pulp, and Nate is just a blue foxo and not a blueberry foxo.
Oh, whoa. Hello, hello. Let me just get myself on screen. You're gonna see a black screen for the game, but oh goodness. I need to change my
The pipes are broken! Oh, ow, oh, getting dizzy, blacking out, oh, jeez, oh.
Actually, I don't need to change it because that's gonna change every single one of that. I'm gonna get a new browser source for this. There. And then we get you down here. Copy or cut this link since it's not going to be on my Notepad++ for a while. And then I think let's leave it at that for now. I want to see what the size of this is. That's at that. I'll match that up. There you go. Get that down here. Maybe just a little more like that. Technical difficulties, everybody. What? And yes, I will acknowledge you guys. Don't worry, I will acknowledge you. But hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome on into stream. And I cannot wait to get back into Riven VR. But before we do that, I got a Bean Boozled to get to. And yes, those of you who are new to the channel since the last time I announced it, or haven't been here for a while, yes, I have new redeems courtesy of Tangia. The meme redeems, around 300 Borkbucks. As well as a few other little surprises I've also hidden around the place. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Are they in my... Hang on a second. Anyway, let's see who we have in the chat. If you like a name called out, please shout. So I was out of my shout lurkers. Nate, Nate, thank you for redeeming first. Custard, hello. Racing fan, hello. Who else decided to show up? Xylanth, hello. Plushworks, how you doing? No choo-choo, please. Kichi, hello. How you doing? And shout out to Lurkers and Chat as well. You guys are absolutely amazing for stopping on by and showing that support. Also, this. Nate, thank you for the tier 1 for 12 months already. Almost a full year. Chaotic Shepherd, the offline follow, courtesy of last night's appearance in my stream. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Blueberry Borker Squad. Now let's get that Bean Boozled out of the way and see how badly I can get the experience. What's it today? How about this one? What's this one about? Oh, This one is toasted marshmallow or stink bug. Toasted marshmallow or stink bug. Nate, you are 1 month away. That 12-month mark is actually starting your 12th month. You'll be hitting the full year once that month is completed. I've seen that before. Basically what happens is that notification tells me you're entering your 12th month. Oh, Malachi, that's off for now because I'm in VR. But anyway, here it is. Toasted marshmallow or stink bug in 3, 2, 1. That is toasted marshmallow. Thank you, Racing Fan, for the good flavor. And you can make me have Bean Boozled as well for 1,000 bucks in a few minutes. Last time we were on Riven, and this is the fun part. Last time we were on Riven, we managed to get through getting clues for where to go next. There's still a couple more things that need to be established, but we shall get there, and I'm very sure of it. The backstory that we've got was Atris sent us because he needs to... Well, Atris sent us after successfully taking out his 2 sons. He now wants us to capture his father, who he banished on Riven after falling into the Starfisher, which is how we entered Mist itself. During this time, Gen has taken the 30 years since to basically try and understand the area. Over time, the island of Riven steadily falls apart into 5 distinct islands, one of which goes further away from all the rest to the point where it's not even visible to all the other islands. In this episode, I'm going back into the Moiety Cave, which I had discovered in the last episode, using the advice, sort of, I got from others. But so gives me a very important question. Where did I lose the submarine? Because what happened was in that instance was I used the secret moiety exit to get out without even knowing the code to go back in through there. I was going for an achievement that I know I wasn't going to achieve. Do I legitimately need to go over there? And now you can properly see the logo as it is. As it's supposed to be. Oh. I feel like they're in front of my door and I kind of need them to... they're not going to listen to me anyways. So yeah, before I go further, I do need to check on something. I will be right back. Also, yes, it is intended to be dark. The menus do not show outside VR view when I'm in VR. Sorry, you guys couldn't hear me for a sec. I actually thought I still had my mic on. Okay, so the boys are just playing outside the room, just not directly outside my door, which would have been more annoying than it would be if they were elsewhere in the room, which they currently are. So, if I hit continue, this is going to be the interesting part. Because now I'm hopping in and trying this again. And here we are again. I would love to go down this way, but I have a better plan for how to do this. Let me just make sure that this is correct. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted for the specific thing I need here. But everything else should be okay. Now, as you may have remembered from the last time I was here, this wasn't here. This was a rift. This area right here contained a rift into the starry expanse of this world, which we have accessed earlier in this playthrough. But for now, I have other directional plans that I want to go, and this will of course involve me going down this way, because the first time I played this, I did have a continuity break courtesy of an accidental early entrance into the starry expanse. But hopefully, without that set, guess I'm just gonna go in and see what we can do. I'm waiting for a specific action that takes place as I go over to that island, because this will be easier than just going taking the cart over to Crater Island and doing that method again, because there's another rotating dome over there that I haven't touched yet. So let's go there. And why I'm doing this is because I lost my my submarine, which I need to access the Moiety Caves, because I don't have a way back through the Moiety, the secret exit at the minute. And I did have to stop early last week because I had a little bit of motion sickness from the game. Thank you for the lurk, Nate. And yes, ads happening soon. Don't be afraid, guys. Oh. Okay, so temple door is now closed. Do I go back? Or what happens if I approach? Oh my good God. You bastard. You were watching me the whole time. So even if then, because this bridge also has a little way out. Okay. And now I'm confused about this. How did he... Okay, so I am going to have to do this. Alright. One more push, and that should do it. Because I have a plan of attack for going back there, which does not involve me going through that moiety exit again. And that will involve me doing some timing work here. Got it. You can see it's supposed to face that little telescope there with the symbol anyways. But now that that's gone, we're going in to the Starry Expanse again. And I have a reason for that because, as we've seen, the Expanse works as a shortcut between islands instead of having to go in between all of that stuff. But how you guys doing? Does anybody remember when I actually played the 97 version of this game and how this actually didn't exist? Why are you going upside down for that? That's my confusion. And imagine having little butterflies like that inside a vast expanse like this, which feels a little counterintuitive. I'm trying to remember exactly which of the aisles I want to go to. Okay, it's that one. All right, let's get outie. Perfect. All right. Back to finding that submarine and just getting this out of here so that we can solve this moiety puzzle once and for all. Chat seems awfully quiet. What are you guys up to? What are you guys doing in the background? Any gaming? Any artwork you're doing? What are you guys up to? Yeah, I'm probably not going to get that far in, so yeah, let's just get this back. F224 Racing? Perfect. I would have asked for F124 much better, because honestly, F1's the more popular of the two. But then again, I don't judge. Now, before I go further down into there to get my submarine back, I do have to make one stop here, because in case I ever lose my place, I can just head out this way. And then, presumably... Okay, so if anybody remembers the 97 version, if you originally walked out of this walk right here, if you originally walked out from this walk as it was open, right? And you entered up here, right in your front of you would be a child. As you approached, the child would just run right back through that tunnel there. Presumably what happened was the child wanted to see, guess who? Gen. Because again, apparently to the citizens of this, denizens of this book world, is their god. But since that didn't happen, I don't see a point. Now my question is, does it stay open? Because it never stayed open in the 97 version. Does this stay open? It does! So that's a nice touch, and I keep forgetting that these changes bring a lot of good news to us. Well, EA added the new Formula 2 cars, which includes Kimi Antonelli and a young gun that is going to drive for the Silver Arrows next season. Nice. I'm not a fan of these racing sports myself. I know a few in my family that are, just not me. Alright, let's get this submarine back and go where we need to. Oh, wait a minute. The button's down here, right. Here we are. Alright, I'm trying to remember which one was it again. I think it was over here, and then, yes, it was that direction. Let's get this out of the way, shall we? Oh, there was a swimming sunner. I saw it. Hello? Okay, thank you. That was gonna be an interesting one. Anywho, I need you back down here so that we can do this. All right, holding on. Perfect. All right. Back to this again. And which one was it? Okay, we got it. Alrighty. The exit's still right here. But I will need that later. Now, before I continue with this, I do have a set of notes that I need to open up, so if you'll give me just a second, I will be... not that. There we go. I'll be right back. I do have a set of notes. Give me 1 second. And I took these notes from my last stream, although I cannot be of a guarantee that they're gonna work. Last time you saw me in here, I tried using the combination from the original 97 version, because obviously that one was fixed every time. It did give me an achievement saying, not how you remember it, because it's not the same. The totems around this island, and one over at Catherine's Prison Island, are your hints here. But since we don't have those at the minute, let's just move on to these. Let's see what we got here. So I think if I saw this correctly, my notes currently say that this is to be pulled first, followed by... Okay, so looks like the beetle from the tree, the blossom tree, earlier in this island, which would be this one over here, was next. And again, this code is randomized each playthrough, so it won't be the same every time. Then I have something I called fish to differentiate it from this fish, which is actually over here. It's actually not a fish, but it is something else, and I cannot remember for the life of me what that is. Then we have, earlier before we got to the beetle section, wherever that is, the beetle section, we saw a couple of creatures sunbathing on a rock. Those were called the Sunners, and they are right, and its symbol's right here. That's the next one. Then we had the frog that produced the ink for the pens to write books, which is the Itram frogs, which are right here. And finally, the revered creature of this world, the wark, the whale type, right here. Hey, let's go. My notes are true to itself. Love seeing it. And the water, of course, gathers all the way over there at the entrance where we started. But we're going this way. Apparently, Alpine F1 rigged a young driver session for Jack Doohan in which pissed the Schumacher family. Oh my god. Okay. So now that that's done... I will need a second to just...
Click. Click.
There we go. We're good. Now. Oh, picture needs to be clear for this to work. Oh. Okay. On Prison Island, there is a destroyed tree. There is a destroyed destroyed tree that currently holds Catherine prisoner. We met Catherine at that prison island, and she told us to go here. So, I guess we have no other choice but to do this. Are you guys ready? But Bean Boozle first, how in the hell? Okay. Let's do this. What are we after? And what am I going to grab from here? The color continues to stand out, so the next one is going to be cappuccino or liver and onions.
That was easy.
Yo, what?
We added
Puppy monkey
42
baby.
bits.
Get that off my screen, Malachi, but thank you for the 462 biddies with Twitch's bonus. Alright, here we go. Cappuccino or liver and onions in 3, 2, 1. I can barely tell, but I think I've had the liver and onions before, so this one has to be cappuccino. It's cappuccino. God damn it. Let me just do one thing first. Because some of the music just exhausted itself. Okay. I was worried for a sec. But I do need to put this back because the exit over here, and I'm going to be using that for good reason, given there might be something that we'll find here that can help us get through that. Anyways. I guess I have no other choice.
The ball's
hardened. And Malachi, thank you for the 69 biddies on top of that. Fulfacino, Puppuccino, oh my god. Alright. Enough chit-chatter. Let's do this. A tree, but we cannot cross at this time. Strange, I know. But if I have nothing else to do, then I guess the only way is back. Let's go. Wait, where's... What the hell? What the... Hello? Oh, thanks, I guess? That was weird. I'm gonna put some math knowledge into you guys' head. The code for the moiety book is randomized every single time, as you may have stated. The moiety book code is randomized. So, the idea behind it is, with the randomization, the 6 symbols are the same no matter what. And given those 6 symbols can be in a random order, there's 6 factorial ways of... ordering those symbols, or 720 different ways of ordering it. can I see anything down there? No, I guess it's not gonna let me. Oh, Hi.
Katarina ay now da saya yapalo. Yapa ay manay yalepo. Miltisay.
Thanks.
Bekaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Tisay. Why te fulupe?
Catherine?
Now Katarina ne. Wisi fapolo yai sepe yai.
I promise Catherine will come back to you safely. Do not fret. I guess it's not the place to be reading that, so where else can I go other than just back down the way I came? I mean, I will admit that the structure of this moiety village is roughly the... Oh, you are definitely not 3D. That is definitely not the way 3D works. It's something. There's some kind of bug in VR. I guess I just keep going forward. Oh. Oh. And wait a second. Is this another Gen effigy? I swear. I guess I just keep going down. Down, please. Thank you. I guess all that's left is to head back. I've got nowhere else to go in here, so let's just head back. And at least it stays open for us if we ever wanted to go back. But I don't think we'll need to. Anyways, I've got a book to read. Another... Wait, let me just get this other journal first. Wait. Let me just make sure that it's the last one. Yes, it is. Because that was the Atris's journal. I wanted the other journal that's in here. But this book... This... I can't touch this yet. This is the prison book that we had lost at the beginning of the game. I cannot enter this at this time. This is for Gen. If you guys really want me to, $10 for Confuzzle says I won't. I write quickly from my prison. Along with this journal, I've instructed Neela to return the book that the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will wish to use it, though he will undoubtedly be suspicious. Once he is out of the way, you will still need the combination to release me. I'm told he keeps it somewhere in his outpost on 233. Then I assume we're to signal Atris. I think I know how it might be done, but don't attempt it before I'm released. Catherine. It's been 1 week since I linked to Riven, and I'm still reeling from the changes I've witnessed. Even before my eyes could... Even before my eyes could adjust, the smell of my homeland, Ba, embraced me. The sweet salt air was instantly familiar, but the scene that soon resolved was not. As I stood there struggling to make sense of what I was seeing, a violent clang sounded and bars appeared before me. It was then that I must have been darted, for my memory after is cloudy. Catherine's writing once again is hard to read. Forgive me. A Rivenese man, shabbily dressed in militaristic attire, was shouting something at me. He seemed to be attempting to speak Dunny, but his grasp of the language was so poor that I could not make out his words, and then the world went dark. Many voices passed, until at last I awoke to a familiar face. Etty. After all this time, she's still as warm and kind as ever, and yet the years have clearly wounded her, as they've wounded everyone whose world became a prison where Gen was trapped. When Gen was trapped here. Everything is tinged with pain and loss. Even Etty's bright smile, though she does her best to hide it. A desperate urgency squelched by unuttered fears seethers beneath her cordial veneer. When Atris and I left Gen here all those years ago, I was haunted by visions of what had become of my people, and how they might have come to suffer under his rule. But the injustices I imagined were nothing compared to the atrocities that have actually come to pass. Hello, can you actually turn the page, please? Thank you. The following is a chronicle of what I have learned, a record of all that has happened, should I no longer be here to tell it. I love these games, got to get it for VR. Rob, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. It's like he Flask, he can't get it. Jalen, you're cute. Oh my god. The following is the moiety. It seems the confrontation that led to Gen's entrapment on Riven was witnessed by some of the Rivenese. Oh goodness. But their interpretation of the event was skewed, no doubt due to Gen's overinflated view of himself. Atris and I had hoped that stripping him of his ability to link to other worlds might lead people to conclude that his claims of godhood were false. But it appears the opposite has come to pass. If Gen was a god, and we had vanquished him, then we must be greater gods. It was thus assumed that my absence was only temporary, and that I would surely return one day to set the world right again. Thus the moiety, the name they adopted after Gen's disparaging use of the term, were born, sworn enemies of Gen, and devotees of me. I had no inkling of this misconception about myself until 2 days ago, though in hindsight it makes perfect sense, given the way I've been treated. For their part, they naturally assumed an omniscient deity might be well aware of their own divine status, so there was no need to inform me. I only finally pieced it together during a recent underground gathering, where they reenacted their version of the story of my life. A riveting tale that culminated with the confrontation between Atris, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated to such grandiose proportions that I found it hard at times to suppress my laughter, and yet this myth has also given them the courage to stand against Gen, and the hope that they might someday be delivered from their relentless inhumanities of his authoritarian rule. Even so, the fact that I am the one who has been cast as their savior, an omnipotent being who would one day return to Riven, overthrow Gen, and lead them to a new paradise, is deeply unsettling. I would do anything to free my people from this hellish existence, but I am not who they think I am. How, though, can I dissuade them from this notion without also crushing their hopes? Oh, good God. This keeps happening. As Gen's power grew, so did the moiety, and in order to evade his persecution, for he would wipe them all out in an instant if he could, they had to become more and more adept at concealing themselves. They make use of a network of caves that so far has failed to discover it, but I fear it's only a matter of time before they found out. That. Let's see if I remember that before I finish this journal. 4 on left, 2 next to wall, and then middle one on the other side. See if I remember that before I continue further with this journal. Oh, and it even flashes for me right here. Because look here, there's already the moiety dagger right here as a hint to indicate, hey, there's something here. But let me leave for a sec so that I can get my footing down. And then back down. Because this is now supposed to be gone. Hidden in plain sight. Let's go. Although I don't need to be in here anymore. I just needed the achievement. Let me go to a safe space where I can finish reading this journal before I do anything, which will involve me going this way. And then going through here. I don't mind the noise above me for this one, so let's just finish this journal while I still can. Further jeopardizing their existence is the fact that the moiety absolutely refuse to sever their ties with those who have sided with Gen. The two factions thus live together in surprising harmony, their overarching sense of cultural unity appearing to outweigh the schism, at least for now. I heard today that Father and Ennet were inducted into Gen's labor force. I so longed to see them, but a dimness shrouded Etty's face so abruptly when I asked of them that it left me hesitant to press the matter further. Oh, it's so itchy in my headset. I'm sorry, guys. I must know the truth eventually, but I fear the news will not be good. From the moment of their inception, the moiety have sought to disrupt Gen's plans at every turn, sabotaging his constructions, stealing from his precious stockpiles, and keeping an ever-watchful eye on his every move. They shroud themselves with dark coverings, and delight in the fact that their enemies are often frightened by their wraith-like appearance, and their almost preternatural ability to wreak havoc without detection or consequence. Catherine, handwriting, please! I can't read this. It was in the course of one of these forays that I was fortuitously rescued when I first linked to Riven. I shudder to think what might have become of me had that scout not been there to intervene. Gen will certainly be hunting for me now, no doubt furious at his guard's failure to detain me. He must be even angrier, though, at the loss of the linking book he surely assumes I brought with me. That I was deceived into linking into Riven without a way back is a bitter, yet fortunate fact, for it may well have meant the death of us all had a path back to Donnie fallen into his destructive hands. When he finally discovers that I came here empty-handed, he'll be angrier still. That is some consolation, at least. Come on. I have glimpsed the final breath of a dying age. A tiny blade cuts the void, the white hole divided again and again. Dipped in black, the nub drips red, the art of genocide. Today I ventured above ground to see for myself what has become of the island. I hoped it wouldn't be as bad as the moiety had reported. It was worse. Having lived with it for so long, the Rivenese have become inured to the steady decay around them, but I was devastated. As we wound our way through the underbrush, I found myself once again breathing in my youth. The ocean air transported me back in a matter of seconds. But as my eyes again took hold, the warmth of those memories vanished, and I was left with nothing but numbness. We had reached a bluff that had not been there the last time I visited my home. Riven, which was once one island, had split into 5 distinct pieces that have since drifted apart at an astonishing rate. 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only those who have sworn their loyalty to him are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the trees, I could see 3 of them, now blighted with Gen's monomaniacal constructions. Oh my god, this game! And my little sensitive fingies. These islands are closely guarded and pose great personal risk to the moiety, though that hasn't kept them from doing whatever they can to thwart Gen's endeavors there. The 4th island I could not see, as it has crept away to some distance and now lies concealed by fog. The moiety said that Gen originally governed from the small island, living and working in a protected space he built for himself atop the stump that remains where the great tree used to stand. The great tree! That is what we could have... Is that what the moiety call that there? Maybe this will tell me. The only surviving forest is located here, on the largest island, where the village also remains. This island was ostensibly intended to be the province of the people, but it too has been irrevocably marred by Gen's oppressive intrusions. And she was about to write Gen cannot, but something interrupted her. Words fall, brittle brown leaves, masquerading as green, should never have held lives both bloomed and as yet unseeded. I feel nothing today. I am an outcast among outcasts, the diaspora of a dying world. Despite my repeated protestations, the moiety continue to treat me differently, their desperate need precluding any dissuasion from the belief that I am some sort of messiah come to save them. They misconstrue my every move as a validation of their faith, whispering of how I walked the island bold and unafraid, mistaking my outrage of the island's devastation for bravery. But I am afraid, for I know something that the moiety do not, the underlying reason for the island's accelerated decay. Gen wrote this world, and so it will fail, as all of Gen's ages ultimately fail. I must make the moiety understand this, but I cannot talk to Eddie. There were brief moments soon after my arrival where my divine status was forgotten, and I was simply Katrin again, but they are almost non-existent now. There is one person, however, who seems immune to these fallacious emotions, Neela. Her gaze has never faltered whenever I dared hint at the uncomfortable truth. I feel I could trust her to bear the full brunt of it. Gen is making books. How did I not know this until now? Atris and I knew he would likely attempt it, as he has adopted the paranoid practice of writing all of the necessary materials into his ages. He's been exploiting the natural resources and the people of Riven as fodder for his mad pursuit to further his colonialist ideals. Thankfully, it sounds as if he has not yet succeeded. As painful as it's been, the fact that I've returned to Riven and this crucial juncture is fortuitous, the age is crumbling, my people are suffering. And if Gen succeeds in securing his freedom, other worlds will suffer the same. The moiety are looking to me. I may only be mortal, but I have to do something. It's been a long time since my last entry. There is much to tell. Wheelie, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. It was hard to recognize, but I found the Starfisher. It is located on what Gen refers to as his Temple Island, though the moiety prefer to use the Rivenese word Alapo, which means water pool. They've thus taken to referring to the void itself as Alaturan.
I love you! I love you! I love you!
I love you too, whoever that was! Wheelie, thank you. Also, for those watching YouTube, yes, I did add Tangier redeems. Do not fret if they get spammed. It is the very fissure that allowed Atris and me to escape this age without leaving a linking book behind us, though it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. Several derelict devices from that time remain mounted to its surface, including a hatch with a windowed viewport, a large telescope, and the mechanical life that was used to install it. the combination to which was acquired by the moiety long ago. In the early days, the moiety briefly considered reopening the fissure. Thankfully, they decided against it. Had they attempted it back then, the results might well have been catastrophic. Were they to do so today, it would certainly mean the end of Riven. I am told that in the days immediately following Gen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the mist book fall from Atreus' hands into that very same space. To this end, he sacrificed several poor souls, alleged transgressors of the law, by throwing them into the hatch so he could observe their fate. It is said that they did not die, but what becomes of them remains a mystery. And that original fissure is no longer alone. New ruptures have appeared in recent years at various locations around the islands. In some instances, the moiety were able to glimpse the breaches before Gen and his minions moved in to contain them. Their descriptions support my suspicion that the forces that are tearing Riven apart are more than merely geological. More troubling, however, is that Gen is not simply containing these rifts, but is somehow using them to travel between the islands, and that he has also reportedly devised a way to harvest the energies from the expanse for some as yet unknown purpose. How like him to wantonly exploit for his... Why? How like him to wantonly exploit for his own selfish gain, from that which he does not understand. The starfield beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. Who just followed? Pablo Blues, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Bluebird Borker Squad. The starfield beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. That is how Atreus described his brief time within the expanse before he linked out, leaving his mist book adrift within it. He was never able to conclude upon its nature, but I cannot help but feel that there must be some greater phenomena... it doesn't say phenomena, but I'm going to say it anyways, behind it. Greater pneuma? Forgive me. Something I should have mentioned earlier. One of the colossal blades that appeared in the course of our escape from Riven, the great dagger that stands at one end of the fissure, has been adopted by the moiety as the emblem of their struggle. They have their own explanation as how it came to be, of course, but their choice is more apt than they know, as that dagger, along with the other blades, was a manifestation of my rage at the desecration that Gen had already wrought upon my world. I haven't told the moiety that I wrote it into this age, as I fear that would only fuel their overestimation of me. But I can't deny it pleases me to have inadvertently provided them with such a fitting symbol for their cause. My limited encounters with Gen's followers have been discouraging. Whenever I've attempted to engage them, they've fled from me. I heard an interesting tale from the moiety. Last night, which may help to explain this. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that it was he who had been responsible for the Great Blades, summoning them as a preemptively punitive reminder of the obedience, something like that, he expected. In the village... Oh my god! Index controllers suck for this purpose. In the village circles, it is told this act marked the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, provided they have proven their devotion to him, they will be delivered unto a new and better existence. I will continue my attempts to intervene on their behalf. The cage has finally failed. Gen is free. My sources have confirmed that Gen has managed to create a functional linking book. In fact, he had done so before my arrival, but kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest acolytes were aware of it. In keeping with his callous regard for the worlds he creates, he has simply named this age 233. It is not yet known whether he has written others. I have also just learned that years ago, a moiety scout managed to steal a book that was an early failure that Gen had intended to destroy. It was largely complete but did not work. I wasn't told about it until now because they thought it was useless. Gen struggled for decades, but he could never get a conventional linking book to work. Then one day, he began construction on a cumbersome mechanical solution, a complex array of devices designed to harness the energies of the starry expanse and use them to suppress his books' inherent flaws. The design phase was chaotic and often dangerous. The moiety tell of tremendous explosions as Gen sought to contain and wield forces that he knew little to nothing about, which were the fire marbles from inside both the starry expanse and the caverns underneath his lab. But he is nothing if not determined, and eventually he was able to use this enormous crutch to link to another age. I can't deny his brilliance, but it is an abominable solution, brutish, and overwrought. And all but entirely unnecessary. I have studied the partially burned book that the moiety took from him. Although he sought retribution for the affront, he appears to have been otherwise untroubled by the theft, no doubt assuming the book would be useless in the moiety's hands, but I can see what they could not. The book may yet be salvageable. The age the book describes is wholly unsuitable as a home for the moiety, but I think it can be modified. I will dream. I have nearly finished writing the moiety's age. The world as described is harsher and more desolate than they are used to, but they should be able to sustain themselves there. But we'll need a second book. Gen has been spending most of his time on 233 lately, so the danger is less, but getting into his lab will still be difficult. The coming collapse weights the air, blurring my vision both day and night. We must act soon. Success! We have secured a second book, though I worry now that Gen will miss it and deduce our plans before we're ready. The descriptive book I prepared as a refuge for the rebels is useless unless I can find a way to correct its inherent flaws. Gen's massive machine mainly functions to manipulate the energies within the expanse. It serves its purpose, but its excess seems unwarranted. The Rivenese have long used crystalline substrates as an elegant means to manipulate light. If I could just find the right material. Last night's dreams have delivered me a perilous plan. I will write this substance into the new moiety age. If we could temporarily access Gen's apparatus, we could use our book to link to this new age and search for the crystal. Someone would then have to carry the book back to safety once the link was made. If it fell into Gen's hands, all would be lost. When Gen links to 233, one of his acolytes always remains to shut down the device. We'll have to get to him before he can do so. Which means we'll only have one chance before they're alerted to our presence. Everything is ready. I have written the material into the new age, and I've prepared the second linking book as a return path to Riven. Of course, it too suffers the same deficiencies as all of Gen's books, so it won't work unless it's augmented. Once I'm in the new age, I'll have to locate the crystal and adapt it to heal the gateway image, which should render the book functional. I can then use the second linking book to return to Riven with more of this material. It's risky. I'll have to finish that when I get to it, but let me check chat while we're here. Hope you enjoyed the ads, guys. Sorry for the need necessity every 20 minutes. It's risky, but if it all goes well, the moiety and any others we can convince to join them will finally have an escape. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of this plan. I sound like Atris. Should I fail to return, it will likely mean the end of my life, but my only real fear is for my people. Everyone assures me they have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. That's fulfillment of the prophecy after all. But underneath, they're just as tense and fearful as I am. What will become of them if I do not return? Will they perish here on Riven? Or attempt to follow me through this new book to an unknown fate? I don't know what to tell them. Against all odds, it is done. We have already evacuated most of our members to this new age, which the moiety have named Tay. The world is more beautiful than I'd anticipated, so I am pleased. The Rivenese have been liberated at last. They stand beneath the open sky, unafraid, dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. But there's still much to be done. The age is still vulnerable. The only way to completely protect it from Gen is to destroy the books once everyone is safely in Tay. I'm hesitant to bring this up with the moiety until they've had a chance to acclimate themselves to the new world, as it would mean they would be forever exiled from the only home they've ever known. Nor am I eager to sever my own connection and my only path back. Of course, it does this again. And my only path back to my life and family on Mist. But for the greater good, it must be done. For the moment, we're safe, but our activities could arouse Gen's suspicions at any moment. We cannot delay. I will return to Riven tomorrow to resume my attempts to persuade the remaining holdouts to join the others in Tay. For now, though, I must rest. That's another journal done. Not my bother right now. Alright, let me save first, because I have a thing I want to do in terms of, actually getting an achievement done, which unfortunately involves, well, one of the involvements does involve this book, which is unfortunately suffering Gen's wrath. And there's actually an achievement in this game, is taking one of the bad endings to taking the fate from Gen himself. Unfortunately, this does mean trapping myself in the prison book, in this stage at least. And this is actually one of the earliest times you can do that, so let's just do it. Oh. Oh, okay. So now what? Oh, interesting. Hello, you again. Shit. Shit!
Forgive me. I don't believe we've met. I am Gan. And you must be the one whom H has sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself. I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness. Well, this time.
There it is, finality. And unfortunately, that is the only bad ending that I'm going to show you guys for this playthrough, because I needed it for the achievement. Okay, how can I stop this? Because I don't want to see the credits at this point. Chat, how are you guys doing? Guys vibing? Chillaxing? Racing fans probably still on F2. There is a reason I saved as well. There is a reason I saved. Chillaxing as best as I can. Understandable. pro tip, by the way, guys, when you're playing in virtual reality, especially in a very hot location like Florida, make sure you have good air conditioning, good ventilation in your VR headset, and stay hydrated. This is why I ask you guys very well and very precariously. You guys need to help me because I tend to forget to hydrate, which is why the Hydrate Redeem is there. Zan, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. But speaking of hydration, since I said it, I may as well do it since I just remembered. Sip, sip. Tasty. And by the way, you guys aren't seeing the credits. VR is really weird. All right. It's gonna let me continue in. Is it gonna let me continue in the spot I just entered the book from? I shouldn't be. I just saved at that point too, so that will still allow me to. Okay, it does. Thank you. Alright, now that we're done with the moiety, I do have one more place to go back to, and that is going to mean going all the way back to that Temple Island. Theoretically, I could just take the shortcut. Oh, actually, no! There's an idea. I'm gonna take the shortcut. Alright, let's go up. Nope, let's stay up here. Alright. Okay, so that's not it. I think it was this. Yep. Because I keep forgetting that the Riven 97 order of symbols was reverse of what was seen here. So essentially the whole rotating dome spun the other direction compared to the direction it goes now, which unfortunately reverses the direction of the symbols. So that kind of confused me. Forgive me on that matter. Hang on, I'd like to make one quick check, because I think there's something wrong here. Okay, I'm confused. I need to go back here for a sec. Oh, that's right, because I've already sent it. Never mind. I don't even need to go back to this island. Because my destination is actually, if I go all the way back here... Okay, it glitched out. I'm sorry. My destination is actually in this direction. Okay. Let's go. I might still be feeling the effects from the Bean Boozled, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so 2 more button presses of this and we'll be good. If I could boop you from here. Unfortunately, you're seeing my first person, so there's that. Be lucky, chat. At least you still get to boop me. Alright, let me just remember exactly how this worked. Because there's 2 parts to all of this, apparently, according to... Yeah, there's 2 parts to all of this. Alright, so we've got our colored balls. Perfect. But now we come up here. And then there's 2 distinct areas. I think the first one... Oh, so I do get to go over here. That is interesting. But I need to go up here because I need some specific thing. Alright. Now, part 1 is going to be this little 5x5 grid. And part 2 is that. Now, I'm going to try to remember how this worked. First... This 2x2 over here with Crater Island, I think I remember exactly how it worked because it was purple and it go here. The Village Island I remember was red and this obviously went here. Prison Island was blue, so it went here. But now what about the rest? I'm trying to remember this very distinctively. I think Dome Island, if I remember correctly, was green. It went here. And finally, our friends at Map Island, all the way down here with the orange. But then I gotta worry about, because these are also fire marbles, they have a specific, strike force they gotta take to emit the proper light, of which I have to go back into my notes to get. Because I have a photo notebook to help me out here. Okay, at least I remember how that worked. Alright, so... And they are in order. Okay, so how did this work? Now, if I remember from the striking the original fire marble from back in Gen's lab, it took perfectly a level of 9 in strike force. So we gotta calculate the rest. Now, starting with purple, I can definitely see it's a rotated 3, which marks 3 times 5, 15, plus a 1, which is 9 plus 16, or in this case, our purple should go to 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The next one is our friend, the blue, which corresponds to the prison island. That is a rotated 10, that rotates to 10, plus a 3, which is plus 13 from our 9. And that goes to 22, which will be this. When I first played, these values were very different. Then green for Dome Island, that's a rotated 2 for 10, and it doesn't have anything added onto it, so that's just purely 10. So 9 plus 10 being 19, this goes here. But then the other two are subtracted from 9 to get their result. So I'll have to go back and make sure to calculate that as well. The next one will be our friends at Map Island being the orange one. That is just purely minus 1 from 9, which is 8. So the orange one is going to go all the way here. And then I saw it in my notebook already. Red with the Village Island ball corresponds to minus 5, which is actually 4. So it can go here. Are we good? Looks like we got it. Let's go. Hey! And look at that. Stuff's going. Stuff's going. Friends, we're going. Chat. Are you liking what you're seeing? I see a dead chat at the minute.
Click. Click.
What is going on with you guys? Chat be a bit silent tonight. What are you guys doing?
Click. 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 Space. Click. 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 Enter.
I know that said boop myself, but yeah, there. How do you like that? Just take it and leave it. Why don't ya? Alright. But now that this is powered up, looky here. A very strange and new world. What could this possibly be? Who knows what it could possibly be? But from the looks of it, and remembering from Gen's journal that his, and Catherine's as well, that Gen's ages aren't as perfect as they think, or it's not really what you would suppose it would be. This looks like his lab on 233, as you can also see, if we can actually be very careful with it.
The pipes are broken! Oh, ow, oh, getting dizzy, blacking out, oh, jeez, oh.
Yep, those symbols right there definitely say 233. Matt, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. Recovering from a secondhand burger I just ate along with my cake, birthday bellyache. Aww. I know those suck, but hey, what can you do? Anyways, enough chit-chat. There is one thing I still gotta do. We're going in. Into the unknown! I think I know exactly what we're doing when we're going in there. We just need his help. There you go. There he is. You.
I'm back, baby.
I apologize for the cage.
Welcome back, whoever that was. That was
I'm
probably
afraid this situation
Nate.
has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen.
Hello again.
I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now.
Are you sure it's false?
Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions.
Of
That
course.
was 30 years ago.
As he said in his journal.
30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. Be sure the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days.
Seems like it.
Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, The natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. As far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may.
Of course.
Thank you.
He's looking at it. Doesn't really understand what's going on with it. Wants to see the little lines of text that go with it. Doesn't seem convinced yet. Definitely doesn't seem convinced yet. Strong Caleb, do you make the best omelet during the commercial break? I sure did. Oh, God. Yeah. To think that he's going to do that, he's thinking about it. Thinking about it.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Are you sure? What if I don't want to? I'm not ready for this.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atreus and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it. The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book.
And off he goes into the distance. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no other way we can get to it, but it does look like the only way out of here is through here, and that's going to take us straight, what it looks to be. Yeah, that's going to go right to Gen's lab. I have no other choice but to go there, so let's just go. So let's take some time on what we've learned. Gen's story suggests that he is trying to also bring a saving grace to the people of Riven. However, we also know that he has trouble providing, or at least making, descriptive books, which are the books that have the little detail to the extent of what needs to be, like, that has the extent of the, put it this way. So let me save here for a little bit. Actually, no. I have another place I can save. What we remember is he is having trouble creating books. He is, up until 233, his books have not been the best, to say the least. He has not been able to succeed in creating these books. He has just had so much trouble until 233 that it brought him to the point of just throwing one of them down his lab on Crater Island. You definitely saw it earlier. But he plans on creating a new age titled 234, except 233 was barely hospitable as it is, but it was still sufficient enough for him to make the lab that he currently is on. Luckily, the moiety did find one of his failed books, and with Catherine's help, they were able to reconstruct an entirely new world with a recreation of the Great Tree, of which they have named Tay. So, Gen's plan to give a sanctuary to the people of Riven may be thwarted by the fact that the moiety already have their own age. I swear to fuck! Blackout,
You know what time it is.
Blackout, I see you there. Let me just head back into the Starry Expanse just so I can understand, so I can get you up to speed, and we'll get to the position that we need. Where's the button? Right here. And you're lucky because the warhead is literally right on my desk. It is blue raspberry flavor, very fitting for the occasion. So thank you for bringing me over $200, not including PayPal fees, towards this confuzzled trip. Thank you so much. But for now, I have a warhead to try. Let's go. I've got my water right here in case I can't keep up any further. But you might see me hear me in silence for the next few. Oh goodness. I don't call myself Butterfingers for nothing. I am definitely not ready for this, but here we go anyways. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. That was definitely getting to me. I think I sucked the sour out of it completely. Oh, yeah. Next time, I'm not going to tell you which day I'll be donating 20 bucks, but you better have the warhead on standby. I have plenty in my drawer ready for the occasion.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Forward Commander, thank you so much for the hydration, Sip Sip. That is definitely needed after this. Oh, I'm going to need to take this last bit first, and then I'll do it. Because I'm going to need to have a space to work with. Or actually... yeah, this might be a good place. Take this out. Down some water before I finish it off. Sip, sip, guys. This was my bet with you, Blackout. I cannot believe I succeeded the first time. But to be honest, I'm just gonna run through my flavors until I've hit the mystery ones. Anyways, here is where I'm gonna save, because this is gonna be for my achievement off cam of prematurely calling Atris. However, I can still go back and actually do the thing with... To clarify here, we don't have the book anymore. We don't have the linking book. That's at Gen's possession. What we can do, though, is go back to the linking book for 233 and signal him then. I see a Stinky Fall. Cactus, hello, how you doing? So good to see you. Being boozled! Let me finish my warhead first and then I'll do it. Goosebumps, hello, how you doing? So good to see you. Alright. In we go again. Again, I'm ready for you. Let's do this. You... He doesn't know it yet, but he is out of here after this one.
Relieved you've returned.
Nature Bob's like this. Hi, Mama. How are you? So good to see you.
Perhaps you had decided against it.
I am ready. Give me the book. Give me the book. I'm ready.
Here, I shall follow you directly.
Let's go. Stretchies, I'll get to that after this cutscene. Wonder what he's thinking right now. As he wonders, is this really Dunny? Am I finally going to get Atris? Hope my weapon's ready. Yep, he linked. So he has been convinced. The man has been convinced. Ah, yes. How he... If he had linked into this world, he would have to use a staff to pry open that, to which that would fall, and he would be freed back in here. That's exactly how this works. But his staff would have to be long enough to reach it, which I believe, looking from here, it could theoretically be. But what's this about? I wonder what that's about. Ah, but he still has his fire marbles from here. Wonder what that's all about. But I don't think I see anything useful here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Is this... That's his plans for 234. Or 235? I can't tell. I just can't tell. Huh. Lot of little secrets around here. Ah. Okay, he already said it, so I don't have to worry. But by the way, if we remember correctly... I'll have to come back once this noise is gone. Or just leave it there, I don't give a fuck. But it's a mystery as to wonder what this world is like. And you never had the chance in the original Riven to even walk out here and wonder what this is all about. Up until now, when you can actually come down here, see where Gen sits and meditates, or something like that. And his fireplace just right here. As he overlooks the vast space of what he could never achieve. Thus, there are also the same little stuff over here, which he does remember. I'm surprised there's some here, but it's not actually an effigy of Gen. Also this. How long has this been sitting here? I assume he's been cooking it for a while, and he's probably never gonna finish it, because guess what? He's in our book! If you can probably... Well, I'm just gonna say it right now. You can't tell from this, he's not in here at all. But, I will say this. He is in here. It's coded to be in there. If we released him now, it would be devastation. We would fear his wrath. Now, before I continue, I have a Bean Boozled to do, so let's just do that. Pickles, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. His stone collection for when he collects enough EVs. Oh my god. Who's playing the sax? That is the machine that I accidentally, turned. Long enough to get burned. Lisa, stop making that racket. Oh my god. Alright, Bean Boozled time. Here we go. It's gonna get dark for a minute because I'm in a space where the VR it does not expect me to be, so yeah, it's done that. Yes, Malachi, you saw the little short we did at Megaplex. Only pets, no boops. Anyways, the bean still stands out for me, so I'm gonna take this one next. Licorice or burnt rubber? I wonder what this one's gonna give me. And I hope it's good. Before I do that, though, I need to close this before I suddenly drop it in case I get a bad bean. 3, 2, 1. No. No. Oh my god. Fucking hell. I guess now I understand the taste of fucking bad car tire. Ugh. I swear if any of you redeem skill issue for that. Perfect, it automatically does that. Anywho.
Skill issue. Skill issue.
Nate, Malachi, I swear to God.
This Justin local folk streamer experiences a phenomena known as a skill issue.
Okay. I need to get rid of skill issue. I'm not really a fan of it. A nice soul or another 20 I swear to beans. I only had one warhead out on my desk ready for it. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm not really ready for the rest. If it were a desktop stream, I would have definitely taken it out of my drawer, but sadly, because VR, lack of preparation is a thing. Also, yes, this exists. But we also have these. First this. Hold on, what did it say again? Two snaps and 3 dings, got it. That one's another randomized one that changes every playthrough. But there's also these. This is Gen's father, and this is Gen's wife. To Gen, my husband, and my salvation. I can't read that. I dedicate myself to the love that received me. Okay, that is the signature Gen's wife gives. Anywho, this. So what does this give us?
Well, that was definitely a skill issue. Still feeling sick because of that bean. Malachi made me eat.
Wow!
Kianenatsu? Shiva? Shorate. Mata neta.
Tagamem. San botegan shem. Fasi.
Okay, so an imager out of ash. I like that. Oh, but there's this. Oh, what the heck?
This is Jalen Barks News. I unfortunately turned into Doggo. I know how Atari Tatsi's helped me. Please help me, Jalen Fulfout.
I swear to beans, Cactus. I swear to God. How dare you?
One big giant book.
Delta, 36 months. 36 heckin' months. Can we please get some Jalen B4 loves, hypers, and hypershakes in the chat, please, for Delta? I'll be back here later, because I gotta look at this. This very last journal. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th age.
Big giant book.
And though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, just as I'd surmised, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and speared her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel happened to be nearby. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact that I find hard to believe, but if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Donnie. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction, but I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of resurrecting that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I'm halfway there. If not, then she's trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can only assume that any emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the Great Work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. The villagers have been difficult to manage in the wake of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no... Pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. The search for Catherine continues. I deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I presented it to them. Their minds adapted only to the exceptionally menial task of village life.
What the f*** is that?
That is Gen's journal you're seeing here. We're incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and were thus unable to glean any of the underlying principles that are ironically so elegantly simple. It is obvious that so much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the glorious future I had planned for them, this conflict would not exist. The minds of the children, however, are much more malleable. With the proper tutelage, they've developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that has given them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Donnie blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could wield such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that I'll do it from the other one, that my own son could not. Atris still remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thought of aiding me in my noble mission. Perhaps that was the only way she could soften the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of the entire civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. She did seem to love my father and our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I'm able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new and stronger era of prosperity might someday come to pass. I have been increasingly beset by images from the past these last few weeks. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Donny world, but I cannot bear to think of him for long. It is too much. I was too young to see such things. I have her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine had been apprehended while attempting to persuade some of the villagers to join her. I lost a few men in the process, but I would have gladly paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been imprisoned in my old office, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her return. I've had to fight them all, but constant impulse to put. I have to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows, as she has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her willingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is how will he attempt it?
Bark.
Let's see who followed. Razor Kestrel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Blueberry Barker Squad. It is likely that his hesitation is due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back. There is no other way. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Kita. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant, and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. Damn these savages! I would be well advised to leave them all in the Fifth Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Dani, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher of his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage mechanism has been damaged, but that is no matter. Everything I need is here, now. Atris is certainly behind this, but why would he send someone else in his stead, and with a linking book, no less? Surely he would have guessed that I would be waiting for him. Such recklessness is unlike him. Could it be that he's had a change of heart toward me? That after all these years, he has finally decided to let his poor old father go? Ha! I know all too well where his loyalties lie. He is only after one thing. Perhaps a stranger should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to allow the stranger to roam freely about the islands. In their ignorant prodding, they attempted to power the damaged drawbridge from Temple Island, and the entire bridge collapsed. A trivia less at this point, but it irks me all the same. Had I not yet managed to free myself from that crumbling age, it would have hampered my progress severely. But again, it is no matter now. The day will soon come when I'll be done with Riven forever. Disconcerting news. Last night, a group of maintainers happened upon a lone rebel scout and were able to engage him long enough to learn of a most implausible device, a crystal window, supposedly capable of amending my linking books, much the way that my own remarkable system does, but with one slight advantage. It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it entirely portable. If this outlandish claim is true, then the artifact in question must be something that Catherine fabricated prior to her capture, no doubt from explicit Dani schematics she brought with her. If only I had access to such a document all these years. The point of this revelation is deeply troubling. Some years ago, the rebels managed to abscond with a dysfunctional linking book I'd intended to destroy. The book was never recovered, but once they had sufficiently atoned for this sacrilege, I graciously decided to let the matter slide, thinking that in their inept hands it could do me no harm. But if Catherine has indeed empowered them with such a device, the rebels may well have linked to another age. It also means that 234 is no longer safe, or 233 is no longer safe. This cannot stand. The stranger is the key to all of this. Tracking their movements has given me a good idea of where this rebel linking book and the crystal may be hidden. But before I can deal with that, I must secure the linking book back to Dani. Everything hinges upon that. If I can regain access to my arsenal of resources there, I will happily leave the whole of Riven to its own dismal future. There it is! The journey of another. Alright, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 5 for the others. 2, 3, and 2, 3, 5. Alright. Wait a minute. What do we got here?
Now, my turn. You want to record something so always you will remember. What is English for scramabe? Scum from above.
Oh, God.
Your appearance should have inspired us to a better future. What does it mean for us as a people if we cannot embrace worlds outside our own? You were an angel from above. Always you will be my angel from above.
But what about this last one? Which apparently, if I go back to here, happens to be something from someone called Anna. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a relative of Gen's that we would not know of, or something like that. Now, do I see a QT? Lilac, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you, you heckin' space chicken nugget. Rest in peace, Gunny. Silver, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. Gonna lurk for now to get more Bork Bucks. Oh, geez. Wonder what chaos you're gonna provide me. But here's the last imager thing for Gen. Let's see what this brings me.
An angel. Your angel. An angel of death.
What?
The Denis Council knew it. They knew.
Firecat, thank you for the raid. How was Lawn Mowing Simulator?
Force my own ideals on your world. You would still be alive. You would still be alive. I wanted a life full of magic, full of books that bridged worlds, that lit up the darkness like stars. The possibilities were endless. It's just us now. You'll never have the life you should have had. Somehow my love and compassion, it took that. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Again.
The Dunny Council? So Gen was... So Gen was, to clarify something. Gen... Atris may have been forced, question mark, to trap Gen on Riven? Is that what I'm getting at with Anna's message? Also, for those that don't know who I am, hello there, I'm Jalen Barks, a variety gamer here on Twitch with a focus on platforming games, racing games, and puzzle games like the one you're seeing now called Riven, the sequel to Myst, but it's not the 1987 version, it's the 2024 remake, and I'm playing it in VR, as it should be, or at least how it's presented. If you guys like what you see and want to see more, please consider hitting that follow button. It means a lot, and you get notified if I go live next. I don't just play Riven. The list of games I do play can be found down below where it says games, and yes, that list is long. Also, I am in the end game. I have just trapped Gen. I now need to go back to a certain island to rescue Catherine, the wife of Atris, who sent us to Riven to do both these things. So now we've captured Gen. We got one island to go, and then another afterwards. Unfortunately, one stop at Gen's lab, and then a quick ways back through the expanse. Now, I'm going to make another save because there is another achievement I need to pick up off camera.
That was easy.
Who did that? Firecat 25 biddies making me go starry-eyed. Get your bubs right to this. So, how are you guys liking this remake? I mean, it's not necessarily one-to-one, but it still does capture the hearts of Toyota. Not the hearts of Toyota, but the hearts of the fans of the original, who actually wanted this.
Skill issue.
That is not a skill issue! I swear to God, Mama!
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
And Lilac, thank you for the hydration. Sip, sip. You know, to be honest, I'm actually feeling the air right now as we speak. And come to think of it, I'm actually enjoying this.
Toyota.
Oh my God, Mama! How dare you? I'm not stinky. Lilac saving now of all times? Sure. But at least I remember the specific saves I needed. But anyways, back to the shortcut. Back through the expanse. Right to... Welcome back, Lilac, even though you were just there. Steve Blueberry, how dare you? Sorry to be a pain, but when you get time, please check DMs. Okay, I'll do that after stream then. It does feel weird having to navigate these, having to navigate all of this. I'll say that much. But it is what it is.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Ah! I see what you were going with, Mama. It's not the original, but it still works. Also, why am I going to Temple Island when I know I should be going to a very specific island before that? Right along here. This specific one. Right here. Because we still got to free a certain someone before we end all this. Perkins, hello, how are you doing? So good to see you. Zip pipes. They are broken. Alright. Now, one thing left to do, and I still remember the exact location I gotta do it because it's right here. Okay, at least I remember the specific buttons, but now the sounds I gotta remember. I think it was 2 of one and 3 of another. And based on what I just heard from these buttons, I know which ones to press. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. Catherine, here I come. Wow, how dare.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book?
Yes, you may.
You did it. You captured Gen. We're all free.
Didn't I do it for you?
I'm not sure what they'll do.
All I do is for you.
I have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. And you go back to where you first arrived and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as possible, but don't wait for me. Oh, and don't forget the combination in my journal. You'll need it.
Noted. I presume you'll be back later. But for now, I don't even think there's anything in here that can help us. All she had was her food and her access here, that we were able to communicate with her through this. Sadly, nothing else we could do. A save? Now? Mama, no signal redeems. I've moved that to moderators. The redeem just distracts things nowadays. Oh, I can't save here. I gotta wait until, after we get out of here. And she has not bothered to take this out, so if I wanted to, I could theoretically just do this. And now trapped.
I, Jalen Barks, the president of the Fruit Salad Folks, I admit I am stinky.
How dare you? I'm not stinky. Whatever my TTS says is an outright lie. Don't trust it. Yes, you are, Jalen. How dare you, Nate? Also, yes, Cactus, I did get the 20 pounds necessary to have a warhead. I don't have any more warheads on top of my desk. The only ones left for me are inside my drawer. All right, we're done here. Let us proceed back. I've got nothing else to do. So, whatever's left is between me and the starfisher at the beginning of the game. Warheads like the candy, yes. I did have one of those. A blue raspberry one, to be exact, and to be honest, the sour wasn't that bad. I might have had a few coughs here and there, but I just fear that if I get another flavor, it might be worse. Then again, I have a history of stomach problems myself, so I do run the risk of certain things happening. Because I've got a doctor's appointment coming this week too, I think. Also, why do I need to be here when I can just keep doing this? The sour wasn't that bad. I need to up my game, oh geez. Here's the thing, Blackout. If you just specified which specific warheads to get, dependent on if my country had it or not, then I would have taken that challenge. Sadly, I was only able to get what I could based on finances, as well as other factors like, trying to remember how I did this, as well as other factors like, yeah, finances and ability to get it. Not every place actually had it when I was out getting it. I literally had to go all the way to a Dollar General in a neighborhood just to get a smaller package. I don't have a whole lot of warheads on my arsenal right now, so I'll have to get more if you're willing to make me get more. But in the meantime, what was that combination in Catherine's journal? I don't have to go to my... Actually, I don't have to... Yeah, I don't have to go into my... I don't have to go in there, but I can just go back in here, get this out, go back all the way here, and try to decipher it, because in here it's written in Rivenese, the exact numbering system that the Moida use. Or the people of Riven use, rather. And was forced to... And we've had to... And it looks like this is all actually forced translation into Dani numbers, which are base 25. Where did she have it? Oh, here it is. Me trying to remember the numbers here. I know the first four are 2645, was it? 2645? Two, 6, 4, 5, and remembering from how the other digits worked, the two here, the two of those here, there should be 10, so I can just get this and this in their place. And using that, I can also make the assessment that we have another 6 in between that 10. Another one is 2, and then we have an 8 and a 9. So I believe it's this, and then I believe the other one is... Wait a minute. 8 and 9, right? Two, 6, 4, 5, 8, 2, 9. Was that right? 2, 6, 4, 5. Hold on. 2, 6, 4, 5. 8. 1, 9. No, 2, 9. There was a note in the schoolhouse. Okay, 1 was like that, so I do know that was 2. Six. No, that's 5. 5. That's 10. 8. Okay. I think I got this. 2, 6, 4, 5, 8, 2. No. Oh, there we go. I just forgot to hit that one. Never mind. Alright, how do we do this? I guess the only real way to do it is go this way. And then one more way to go up. And you guessed it. We're pulling this baby up. Instead of pushing it down, we pull it up. Got no other way to do it, so... Friends? Oh. That failed. So I guess now the only other way to go is just keep going up until it just starts breaking. Oh! Yup. Here we go. Yup. We're doomed. At least I think so. Oh no! Goodbye, Fisher and Atris. Are you receiving me? Oh, there goes the big moiety dagger. Yup. This age is collapsing. Yep. There he is. Hello, Atris.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book? I don't understand.
Atris!
Oh my god.
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for.
Aww.
You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us.
Oh. Aww.
This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday.
Aww.
You know where to find me.
Yes, I do. Right then and there. Maybe one day.
Goodbye, my friend.
Maybe one day I'll see you on the other side. And there it goes. Into the fissure. Welp. There it goes. Farewell, Riven.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I'm unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven has come to a close, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Indeed. As is everything in life, we cannot write our own endings. Fate chooses for us.
Is this some weird dying now or something?
Who in the fuck? Who in the right mind? I swear to God, one of you went ham on my throne and just suddenly bought a lot of things. My Twitch glitch pillow plush, a cat paw shaped pillow, an Elgato capture card, a foldable cell phone charger stand, an iPad holder, and a door sign. I don't know if this is a bug in... I cannot tell if this is a bug in Throne system. I will have to check as soon as I get over there, but whoever you are, if this is your doing, thank you. Who's the insane mind behind all of this? I must know. Who just wiped my throne? And this has to be unreal. Anyways, enough talk about that. Fantastic story for Riven. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. You're all awesome for being here. But yes, you guys can't see the credits. I can. Such an amazing team at Cyan that just blew us all away with this remake. Even if it's not one-to-one, it is still a reminder of the heart that we all had for the original game. Almost 30 years later. Especially to the Miller brothers. Rand Miller himself did absolutely wonderful. Anywho, with that out of the way, I do need to check this. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick. Who in their right mind? Let me check something. Give me a sec, I need to do some messages. I'm just wanting to confirm with somebody, but out of respect for them, I am going to leave them anonymous. That is not a glitch. Someone completely wiped my throne nearly entirely. Bought me a Twitch glitch pillow, a streamer door sign, a cat paw chair cushion, an actual HD 60 from Elgato. Yes, console gaming might be coming, and a foldable cell phone stand and iPad holder. I don't have to keep my iPad on the desk anymore, if that's the case. But whoever you are, thank you so much for such a huge surprise at the very end of my Riven playthrough. Guys, this has been a real treat. Thank you all so much for coming on in. You guys are so heckin' sweet, so heckin' fresh, and I could not have asked for a better audience like yourselves. Stick around, everybody, to jump off in a little raid. But before we do, a wall of love coming on in. Thank you so... Oh, wait a minute. I need to check something real quick. Because if that took directly from here... I need to check something. I'm still telling myself that that's not a bug. But even then, let's just keep going. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much to Nate for the tier 1 for 12 months. Malachi Greyfang, a total of... that would have been 489, but because of the 42 bonus, it jumps up to... I'm trying to calculate this in my head. Whoops. 531 biddies. Pablo Blues with a follow. Blackout, 20 pounds towards Confuzzled. Delta with the tier 1 for 36 months, 6 months in a row. Razor Castrol with the follow. Firecat with the raid, and Firecat with
that
25
was easy.
biddies. Malachi, 11 more biddies just now.
Last of the biddies.
And then that massive blowout on Throne. Thank you guys so much for being your awesome selves, heckin' sweet beans. And I will be back on Thursday to continue the Cosmic Shake. I'll think of something to replace my replace this game on Monday, but now that we're done with Riven, a weight has been lifted off my chest. Anyways, let's find ourselves a raid target. Where shall we go? I'm still shaking from that. I am still shaking from that mass throne bomb. Cactus, who are you thinking about? Because I might have a few up my sleeve. I mean, technically there is one that I do need to go to. I know I've rated him yesterday, but Cactus, I will have to think about that for a future time. You're gonna have to let me know because I've already picked out my choice. Yeah, it's unfortunately gonna have to be one we've already done already, but what can you do? Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and give our wonderful love to the wonderfully awesome, the 13th Seahawk, currently playing VR chat. Here's our raid messages going out with, guys. Make sure you copy-paste that into my chat so I know you're ready for the raid. If you don't know my love emotes, you are free to use your own. But if you still want my love emotes, go ahead and unlock with channel points down below. The redeem is called Choose Emote to Unlock. Once unlocked, it is yours for 24 hours. And on that note, guys, please guys go ahead and give Seabean the amazing Blueberry Barker love that you guys give me every single stream. Love you guys so fucking much. You guys are fucking amazing. Keep being your awesome selves. I shall see you guys on Thursday for SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And one more for the road. Ow!